Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at an air pistol. As you may know if you've watched any of my videos, I love air pistols. They are as much fun, if not more fun to me, than air rifles. Same goes for real pistols. I love real pistols as much or maybe more than I love rifles. So in this one, we're going to take a look at the Weihrauch HW45 air pistol. Now, this is iconic, if not legendary. The first time I became aware of this air pistol was probably in 1986, where I lived at the time. There was a girl who fancied me, and I wasn't particularly interested. I was 15 and she was only 13, so I wasn't particularly interested. But then she said, "Oh, my dad's got a new air pistol. Do you want to come round and see it?" So I went round the house, and shocking. Her dad had an HW45, and it was like, oh my god, take a look at that. It's a beauty. I don't know what that says about the girl if I thought this was beautiful. I mean, it has the look of a Colt 45 about it, but only if the Colt 45 has macrocephaly. It is ugly. I mean, there is no getting around that. It's an ugly pistol. It's all out of proportion. It's massive up here with a little handle and stuff, but what a pistol. It was touted at the time, and still is, I believe, as being the most powerful air pistol in the world, which it isn't, wasn't, never was, never will be. It's probably among the top 100. No, I don't know. It's probably not even that many air pistols. I'm not sure. It's not that powerful. The chances of you can get these over £6 foot, but they do rely on dieseling to get there, and that's probably the biggest issue with this pistol is the dieseling. It's incessant. It does not stop. If you've got one, had one, or ever used one, you'll know they go off with a hell of a crack, a puff of smoke and a lovely smell, and it is lovely. I mean, it's great, it's wonderful, but you can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. It is unique. Let's just say it's unique. So this pistol I've had since TBT was in its infancy about 11 years ago, because I'd had 45s, found them terrible, but wanted one that was good, so I got another one and started playing around inside of it. Then now that I had the equipment to actually do something about it, so that's how the first TBT HW45 kit was born, through this pistol and through my desire to make it shoot well, which I managed. And the 45 kit to this day has been a very, very strong seller. But more importantly, you need to strip it down and clean all the oil and grease out of it, because there is quite a lot inside of these, and give it a sensible relube, and it will stop the jumping around in your hand. And coming back to the power thing, these will do 5 foot-pounds plus in 2.2. But if you do that, again, you're not going to hit anything. It's the wrong way round. Everything in here is the wrong way round. The piston travels backwards, goes round a U-shaped transfer port, and then down the barrel. It is so inefficient, it's unbelievable. So to get it to do 5 foot-pounds, you've got a lot of energy going on there, which is why they're so oversprung. This one, I've just tested it on my chrono. This one is running at 3.9 foot-pounds. Now that was 4 foot-pounds when I first did this, like I say, 10 odd years ago, and I've used it quite a lot since. So the power hasn't changed much in the intervening time, but that is all on the standard spring, the factory spring, and we're having our own premium springs made for these now. So one of the jobs I've got coming up is to take this apart, show you how to take it apart. There is a video already on the YouTube channel, but you can't really see the gun, and it's old, and it's an old kit, and blah blah blah. So I'm revamping those in the next few days. They'll be out in the next couple of weeks, showing you how to take this gun apart and improve it. And the main thing to improve it is to reduce the power. And That's it. Reducing the power reduces the recoil, reduces the jumping around like a startled salmon in your hand, and it will enable you to hit the target. Now, people say, "Oh, but I don't want it less powerful. I want to be able to do this." 4 foot-pounds is plenty for an air pistol. 6 foot-pounds isn't much to start with. 4 foot-pounds is plenty for knocking over tin cans, but it will enable you to do target style shooting with it as well. You'll be able to tighten up the groups. In my opinion, spring-powered air pistols are not suitable for any form of animal shooting. Even in traps, I don't believe they are good. I think there are much better options for that, not least of which is a bucket of water to chuck the trap into. But if you are wanting something for humane dispatch, as it were, the CO2 powered Crossman 2240 is a much better option. The barrel will go between the bars, it's got more power. It's better, but it's a tin can mangler. Okay, once sorted, once at around 4 foot-pounds with a TBT kit in it, or just degreased and detuned yourself for free, this will hit tin cans out to 20-25 meters consistently. It will, and that's where you'll really notice the difference once you get it working properly, is how much more accurate it is at longer range. Forget the power. Power is nothing without accuracy. If you hit the target, it's the only thing. So there you go. So why did they say it was the most powerful air pistol in the world? I'm not sure Weihrauch ever did. At the time, it was only a short while after in fact, probably even still while the Magnum Force films were being made with Clint Eastwood, the most powerful handgun in the world. It was a phrase that we all used and loved, and maybe because it looked like a 45, it came. I mean, looking like a 45. Now, one of the things people say is the grips are interchangeable. Now, I've got a 45 here. I don't know if the grips are interchangeable. I might have a go in a minute and have a look, actually. But if you compare the guns side by side, you'll see what I mean about this macrocephaly thing. I mean, look at that. It's just... The grip, yeah, the grip is fairly similar, but after that, it all just goes horribly, horribly wrong. But I love this pistol. It sounds like I'm bashing it. Actually, everything I've said so far sounds like I'm bashing it. I'm really not. I love this pistol. This pistol will never get sold. Another thing that's great about this particular one is I bought the shoulder stock. Now this, you simply unscrew that grip there. That goes on underneath the grip and you screw it back on again. And that turns it into a little mini carbine. And that, along with the small piece that I have lost, ouch, for the moment, a little extended foresight goes on there just to bring that down, to make it more usable for as a short carbine, and that really makes it an astounding gun. This one's got the 2 power cocking stages, so you can cock it to halfway for about, it's just under 3 foot-pound, or the whole way for 4 foot-pound. That's great if you only ever use the half cock setting. But what you will find, what everybody finds, what everybody gets confused about, is at half cock, the aim point goes up. It's higher up, and that's all to do with the recoil. Because it's a spring piston gun, the recoil happens while the pellet is still in the barrel. So the recoil is different, so the gun's position when the pellet exits the barrel is different, and it's invariably higher. So by using the lower cocking effort point, the half power, a lot of people call it, it's not quite half, but the half power setting actually sends the pellet higher. So that's great. If you only ever use the lower one, you won't worry about it. If you ever only ever use the higher one, you won't worry about it. But if you use one for one thing and one for another, it will create all kinds of issues and problems. So back to, should you buy one of these? Well, the answer is yes, obviously, because it's an air pistol. You should have everything. Why not? If you want one, get one. But they're expensive, aren't they? I had a little look before starting this video. I thought I'd just have a little look and see what the current price of these is. 350 quid. Now, also on that one, it had walk rails there, and weaver rails there and underneath there. Now, that made an ugly gun even uglier. So I can't see. I mean, you can put a scope on this. That is a scope rail. You can put one there if you want to. I've never found one kick enough to actually move a scope, so I don't see why you would need a Picatinny style weaver rail thing. And having one underneath, well, I don't know, what's that for? Is that to fit a laser? A laser? It could be. But it didn't look good. I don't know if you can still get it without. I hope you can still get it without those rails. I've also seen you can get them in Cerakoted finish now. Silver ones, there's brown ones, bronze ones, all kinds of things. Then you've got the Black Star and Silver Star, which are very similar with a more target orientated grip there. But those grips don't fit this gun and vice versa, because it's truncated. The actual frame of the gun's truncated there to accept it. So they're not interchangeable. So it's a lot of money for an air pistol. But if, like me, you're getting one as a keeper, then, you know, I can't remember what I paid for this. The price is long forgotten, way before you forget how great the pistol is. So yeah, the price, you only pay that once. You only suffer once for the price, but you get to own it for the rest of the time. So from that point of view, it's going to last. I mean, parts on these do wear out. We'll come to that when we get to the strip down guide on these. It's not the easiest gun to strip down. Again, we'll come to that on the strip down guide. But like all Weihrauchs, when you get one, the first thing you really need to do is take it apart, take all the crap grease out and re-lube it sensibly. And then you will have a much nicer pistol for it. Alternatives to it. I mean, if you take it as being like a higher end power spring pistol, there's the Diana LP8, is it the LP8? I think it's quite a long thing. It's a break barrel one. It's more like a short rifle without a rifle butt on it. But that's a similar kind of power, albeit a little bit cheaper. The Tempest, when they were made, were a similar design where the piston travels the wrong direction, turns around 180 degrees and then goes back that way. And then, of course, there's the HW45, which is a very similar looking pistol, but a single stroke pneumatic, which means it can be a lot more accurate, far less powerful and far less engaging to shoot because there's no recoil whatsoever. Some people like that, but some people find that actually just makes it dull to shoot, whereas half the fun of this is the fact it is kicking and recoiling and all that kind of malarkey while you're shooting at your tin cans. It is not a 10-meter match grade target pistol, but for cam angling you can't beat it. And that's it really. Yeah, should you buy one of these? Yeah, I think you should buy one of these, but you should buy one of these knowing that it isn't the most powerful air pistol in the world. It will shoot an awful lot better if you reduce the power a little bit more. And you will almost certainly need to take it apart, clean it and put it back together again if you want it to run at its best. But if you look after it, it will last for a very long time. And certainly the looks are unique. Let's just say that the looks are unique. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications and keep an eye out for our new revised strip down and rebuild videos on this, which I will be making very, very shortly, showing our new premium spring kits for these. We have lots of other videos coming up as well very soon. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.